Hi everyone, it's BDevine. I hope that you're awesome. I'm doing this message today as a collective on the full moon in Aries. I also wanted to finish what I was saying the other day about Sitting Bull's message to me. So YouTube cut off 30 minutes of my video. So it could have been the internet, it could have been, however, it all uploaded and then suddenly there was 30 minutes missing. So firstly, welcome. I hope that this finds you happy and well. My name is BDevine. This is a very, very important time for all of humanity to be going through such big changes and shifts in our focus, and our awareness is happening rapidly, okay? I'm going to speak on the full moon in Aries and a collective message. I will also do these cards since these were cut off from my last video as well. Now, Sitting Bull had a message for me. Now, so I'll just quickly go over it. The first part of it was that in my shamanic work, I've done so many different types of healings for different people. And as I was starting to get more energetic in the practice, because of 2020 and COVID, and you couldn't be right with someone to do a lot of this work. So I started doing it as a distant practice. And Sitting Bull is my guide in this. I can see what he's doing. I can connect with him and my other spiritual team and Jesus, of course. Many different healers coming for this, and depends on whatever the situation is, it will depend on that person also as to who comes through. Anyway, Sitting Bull, a great, Indian chief medicine man, okay, of his tribe as well, said to me this, okay, and he calls me Little Bird, and he said to me, Little Bird, why is it that people come for a reconstruction or a healing and they actually don't believe that it's going to happen? They actually are questioning you. And, he's laughing about it kind of thing, but he's like also curious. Like, why would somebody come for a healing or a transformation, whatever it is, but actually not believe in it? Because then you're sort of pushing it away right away. So he said to me, can you imagine if people came to me, my tribe, or outside people also used to come to see Sitting Bull. He goes, can you imagine if they came up to me and said, well, do you really think it's going to work? Do I have to come back again? Is it going to work, Sitting Bull? Do you really think you're going to sit there to him? So he can't understand why people were like that in the process of healing. Everything doubtful, everything fearful. And this is the inside message for your journey as well. The universe doesn't give you what you want. And I know that people are just like, what? The universe does not give you what you want. The universe gives you what your energy is projecting the most of. Okay, that's what it's reading. So if you're saying, thanks for all of the abundance, I've written it down, I'm manifesting, but inside your mind, you're like, I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know who's going to do this, where we're going to be, what's going to happen. You've just lost the connection that you wanted, and you're projecting a wish. I wish I had, it might come, I don't know where from. You're projecting stress, right? To me, that seems pretty simple. So you don't do that. However, it is difficult to let go. Like, I know that, like, obviously in my own life, working on drawing abundance or drawing wealth or drawing people to see me and constantly being sort of kicked down with that, I have learned to just not care at all and just keep on going, rather than trying to figure out where I was going wrong in the process. of being seen. To me now, the veil is so torn. Everything, all of the systems are collapsing, and so therefore I'm not anchoring myself in an old system, okay, of people seeing me, because they're in the old way anyway. They're never going to be able to listen to what I'm saying. So instead, what I've done is I've focused on flame lighting up inside of people, lighting up inside of people all over the globe. And that way, those of you who resonate will be here. And those of you who don't, won't. You'll be looking for something that is more, something that you're used to, okay? Whereas this takes us into the future. This takes us into a new future, because we are, as a collective, tired of the way things are. Usually the people in this world, even not just in my work, what I do, but just people in general that really do the best, and they really do have the best intentions, they do get pushed to the side, because people see someone's kindness or their big heart. You would think it would be a good thing, but they see it as something that is easy to manipulate, easy to push around. So they don't have that inbuilt respect for someone who's too soft, which in my point of view was always like, don't you want someone to be nice? Don't you want someone to be understanding of you? Don't you want someone who's willing to go the extra mile? People obviously like that, right? But they don't always respect it. They want someone tough. They want someone who they don't mess with. And you see this just in groups, even in schools, and in groups at work. They'll be the one that nobody can get a word in with, the elusive one, the tough one, and that's normally someone who's in management, right? You're not going to sit there and say, well, what about me, to someone who's tough in management or whatever. So it was a little bit difficult for me to become more stern in my energy, because I've always just been, let's have fun or whatever. But I realized that it wasn't something that I was doing wrong per se. It was something that I was not shifting myself fully into. Okay, put it that way. Now, this voice of the flame, having all of this information come to me from my higher self, from my future self actually, bringing all this information through, and then me having to go through and create all of this stuff and understand it and all of these things, is difficult in a sense, because I knew that people were expecting me to be Angel Becky, or let's do some tarot cards or whatever. But something shifted in me where I was like, I can't keep doing this same thing, being nice, being understanding, being caring, just putting up readings or putting up cards. And I'll put up things now, like you might see on my shorts, where I'm putting up on this day. So something I posted last year, I'll repost, right? But it keeps people still understanding who I am a little bit. But I couldn't keep on doing the same thing hoping for a different result, or keep on following in a system, okay, that I'm never going to get any kind of credibility in, right? That's just the way that it is, because in that system, they do not want people who are like me to actually get anywhere with this work. They want me to stay in a mindset of it's not working, nothing's happening, nobody's listening, you're not getting anywhere, you're exhausted, you're continually putting out videos and nobody cares, and you're never getting anywhere, and YouTube's suppressing you and this and that. They want me to quit, okay? If I had kept on doing things in a way that was in servitude of people's dependency, I wouldn't get anywhere. If I continue to step into a focus of change and into a focus of here, it's this easy, let's do it, into a focus of no more BS. No, no, people can't dump all over me and then not do anything about it. Like Sitting Bull says, people are coming to you. Why don't they expect or do the work that you're saying? You're doing it, you're sitting there saying, hey, this is what we have to do. And they say, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the next week comes when we're on the phone and nothing's happened other than a whole lot of drama. So they haven't put it into action. They just had a whole lot of drama to tell me for this week, right? And this is not everybody. These are just some cases that have happened over the years where it's just not worth my time or my energy to sit there doing that and have a focus and a plan and a write-up. A psychological write-up and a healing report is huge. It's a lot of hours and hours of my time to sit there and analyze this whole situation for you and then come up with a plan. But the whole idea was that you're doing it, right? But you can't control what people do, and I can't control the outcomes of others, and neither can you. You might really want the best for somebody in your life, right? And you know that they can do it as well. But all you're ever doing is trying to help somebody to heal. They have to want to do that. They have to want the change, or it never happens, no matter how awesome your plan of attack is. Unless someone truly wants it, right? They won't do it. They just don't. They just will sabotage. And I know that that's difficult because you want the best for everybody, right? But let me tell you, when you work on you, as I've told you in the past, and I had to do this as well, and I'm like, no, I am analyzing what goes on here. I'm analyzing how people respond to certain things. I'm looking at, I don't want to fall into somebody else's trend. I don't want to fall into, stupid games. I don't want to fall into anything like this. So what is it going to be? We have to go back to our ancient selves. And when I recognized that this was something encoded in us, that we hid it, of course we did, right? And we do that throughout our life with things that already, right? So you think about it. Do you go around openly telling people that you are someone who's a spiritual person, that you might read cards or, light candles in your house at certain times or have an altar or whatever? Are you going to tell a whole bunch of Christians? We hide it, you see. So the voice of raw fire speaks right now. And this energy has to come forward in truth, meaning that you have to start to say out loud the very things that you feel you are ready for and the things that you feel you are ready to give up. When you understand what that is, okay, you will unlock something and it will continue to vibrate and unlock. It's not something that you can see. It might be a clicking sensation. You just might feel a little bit like that. It might just be a little bit of a rush. Whatever it is for you, goosebumps, whatever, understand that as you're listening, okay, as you listen, as you understand, as things start to click to you, it's not just because you're resonating with what I'm saying. It's because something is literally opening for the first time in a very long time within you, okay? Now, the templeoftheflame.com is open. I'm going to be adding temple work with this as well. Flame work, Atlantean work, Lemurian work, Syrian work, different scrolls for different things, different courses for different things, even Avalon energy, as I said, dragon, flame energy. I've got a whole lot of things that will be new and part of the academy, okay? And there's also things that are free that you can work on or get started with as well. There is a tarot course in there. There is semester 1, 2, and 3 of healing and different methods of healing, channeling, past life regression therapies, and so much information. It's not even funny. This was also another reason for things that needed to shift, was that I found that even though I was like, oh my God, here's all this information, you guys are going to love this, this is fantastic, it was a lot for people to process. It just doesn't mean that they're dumb or anything. It's just a lot to sort of put all into place because, you know, for me it was a simple process because I'd been doing it for so long. But for some others, this was like going to university and like full on having to study. Some people were not ready for that. If you love studying and focusing and being in a connected group, we have all of this available still. We have a Telegram group for students. And there is a membership for students, so you don't have to pay up front and all that sort of stuff too. So this is extremely important because once you understand yourself, it's the only way you can help other people, right? And increase your skills and all of this. And then for those of you who are ready for the flame work, who are feeling it in their whole being, and you know, some people who have had transmissions with me before and now finally like in this place where they're like, you know what, I can't even look at the things I looked at before. I feel that change inside of me. Since the flame work has started happening and moving through me and opening me up, I'm starting to recognize what I do want and what I don't want, and it's completely different to what I thought. And that's how I felt as well. Like it was such an instant process. And this is why I'm trying to share with you as much as I can on a free level and get as much information out there as I can, so that when you come for these monthly transmissions, hey, why not, $55 and you're getting a lot out of it, right? And me, I'm connected with you for the 2 or however long, 2 hours or whatever at least, that we're connected with. $55, price of a pizza these days, right? And I'm hoping that that gathering, that connection, those once a month pushes of energy and powerful, you know, burning of different things that we're doing energetically, and releasing a whole lot of stuff from us and then activating a whole lot of stuff and doing it as a collective, the ley lines, you know, the grid of the earth, etc. and beyond, vibrates and goes, yes, finally we're coming back, but people are waking up, right, on this different level. So this is why once a month I will be live for those of you who are patrons on the flame tier. This way I can give you all PDFs as well. And hey, whenever you join that flame tier, you'll be able to see previous webinars and all other Patreon information and stuff that I do, right? So it's a pretty big bargain for all of you. So why is this so important? Why is this moon so important right now? The voice of raw fire. Let me read to you some information. The moon is so important right now because it is following an eclipse. This is a full moon after the eclipse energy that we had, right? It doesn't start anything new, even though it's a full moon in Aries, which is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries, the ram of fire. It activates what was hidden during the eclipse. It's an echo of things, okay? It's in Aries while the sun is focused on Libra, or in Libra. The axes of me versus we, truth versus perception, flame versus mirror. The polarity demands that you either define yourself from within or be shaped by the reflection of others. Just what I was talking about. Who are you? Who are you as a soul? What are you here to achieve? You can't wish for the world to who are stuck with their head in the sand, that same world, you're not going to be able to shake their shoulders and get them to understand you. Same with kids. You can't shake their shoulders and say, just listen to me. Hey, I know what's good for you. You're going down the wrong path there, bucko. It's time you wake up to yourself. They don't care about that. They're just going to go like, shut up. So, I don't want to hear it. I'm not into all that stuff. Yeah, obviously. Right, but you want to say all that stuff. Like, stop being the way that you are. Kids don't see that as helpful. They just see you as dissing who they are. Not what they're doing, just who they are, right? So they just shut off. So let them. You do your journey. This is the hardest part for parents, to pull themselves away from the outcome. But you have to trust the outcome for your child, right? And you have to see them in their best and highest, most happiest self. That's how you see them. Then your interactions are different. If you have any interactions at all, if you're distant from your children, for example, having that energy of wellness and wholeness and burning away all illusion around them and seeing them just becoming exactly who they really are, and strong and powerful in their own right, and happy and loved and all those things, it all comes. Much easier than, oh, I'm so worried, oh, you're not doing anything. Doesn't work. We're getting annoyed that they're not doing it. Doesn't work. I know, I've been doing this for a very long time. My oldest is 33. He's still home. You know, does he know what to do? Of course he does. Will he listen if I say, hey, maybe no, he's just going to switch right off, even though he knows that, hey, I might actually have something of value to say. And he knows because he counsels all of his friends. So just pushing in that direction energetically. So, who are you? Define yourself from within, or what's going to happen is you are going to be shaped by the reflection of others for the rest of your life. And that's just the bones of it. We either make a change within ourselves, or everybody owns us. Everybody controls us, what they think, or what they will say. Oh, I can't, oh, I can't, oh, that can't exist. I can't do this because I can't, because da 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 are more important than me, is what you're saying. Everybody else is more important than you if you can't move forward for yourself. And I'm not talking about explaining yourself or your actions to anybody else. I'm merely talking about a choice that you make inside yourself. Right. So, it completes a cycle started in March, this Aries energy. Look back at what you attempted to initiate then in the Aries new moon of March, April. And the full moon now says, were you serious or were you acting safe from a safe place? Were you serious back then? March, April, what were you cooking up? What were you focusing on? Right? Were you serious or were you safe? It sets fire to the scroll vault. So if you have held back your voice, your own teachings, the things that you offer, the things that you want to do and you're doing for everybody else, this moon brings a cosmic matchstick. It's going to set fire to the scroll vault, the things that you have held shut, where you've held back your voice, you've held back what you want to do, you've worried about everybody else, you've panicked about a home to live, you've panicked about leaving your partner or whatever, or leaving your family, or shutting things off, or maybe you've panicked about having to let go of a friendship or something because it's just mismatched. Still fears that you need to sort out. So Aries wants no more delays from you. To speak without a filter, but from flame, from truth, not you're just a... Right? That stuff. You see them on the keyboards now. I know you know what I mean. Like, oh, really? And I'm thinking to myself, gee, you're tough. You know, wow. Don't just build a thing, be the thing, right? So, the temple of the flame, the voice of the flame, I am that. I am that, right? It's just all through. I mean, my husband's like, by proxy, I'm just this now. I just don't give a crap. Someone comes up and gives me a mouthful, they are going to get a mouthful back. So, you know, before my husband would avoid, hey, he's got an edge, let's just say, but he would avoid conflicts. Just, you know, don't like it. Well, we don't. But if someone comes at you and then trying to be over the top of you, or, you know, bullying you around, or passive, it's just not going to work. So you are speaking without a filter. You're speaking your truth. You don't just build a thing, you be it. You allow your soul to be unapologetically bold, right? This is what it is. Like, people, even with my funny stuff, what are you being funny for? You know? Why not? It's who I am. I'm literally a clown. All the time, usually, right? But at the same time, my brain focuses in on, hey, okay, so we're doing this. We're going to be silly a little bit, but we're doing this. So this is the Vault Breaker moon. The I'm done waiting moment. You are either igniting or you are being forced to ignite. There is no passive energy here. No maybes, no ifs, no whatever. No, shutting it off, right? The Aries in the the moon fullness of Aries naturally will take you forward. I will read to you a little bit about Aries here. Well, so maybe your moon in itself is in Aries. Right. Okay, so just a minute. All right. Aries, ready? First sign. Okay, act. Remember your personal fire, literally says this. Your reasons for being alive. Pumps up the volume on your life force. This energy is raw, exhilarated, direct, passionate, and looking for a challenge. So use your wisdom to focus this raw power and give it a go. Aries is brash, enthusiasm, let's go, let's go, let's go energy. So you're beginning to move into this new territory here. You're cutting to the chase. Maybe you're also in new energy with your emotions, since this is a moon, right? I want to talk more about a moon in a deeper way at another time, because it may blow your mind too soon. So anyway, if you're in a hurry or if you're rushing through a project, okay, clumsiness can happen with Aries. You also have to understand that you're setting a challenge for yourself. You're not here, in other words, to prove yourself to other people, right? You're setting this challenge within you. This is your own personal challenge, okay? Your own personal way of doing things, owning that energy, being okay with that energy, right? As we move through, there will be a lot of things that I will also be bringing forth that are new, that are different. And I have to trust in my understanding, okay, of my messages, of my guidance, of the guardians themselves. Putting up my flame wall, right? And also using the mirror on the outside of the flame wall as your visualization. It can actually literally show you who is right for you and who isn't. And you imagine these people coming forward towards your mirror flame, right? Some of them are not going to be able to get through it to show you themselves. They will recoil or hide, or they will just be all grayed out. We will be doing different things and activations on the Hall of Mirrors, different chambers of the Akashic records, and different things, you know. And as I go through change, you will also hear about it and see it as well. Now, it's really important just to have, it is the start of the week, and the flame frequency of the week can be chaotic with an Aries moon, right? Because it rules the head. You know, you may have some strange headaches, or you may have some sinus, you know, throat things going on too. Remember that if you focus on your breathing, right, in for 4, holding 2, out for 6, and when you come in for 4, what color, just think to yourself for a second, what color would you think your infected sinuses, your bad eyesight, your nose issues, teeth problems, what color do you think would benefit as you breathe in? It's going to be different for each one of you depending on what's going on. And you can use that same focus on areas of your body. Are there specific colorings and things for healing? Of course, right? However, what's more important is that you develop a practice that works for you, okay? You do this. You could do the reverse breathing if you have a lot of congestion, right? Again, I never allow anything to last for very long in my physical being. So I push something out usually within 24 hours. My husband's the same. So if there is a virus or something like that that we pick up, we also have to learn to let it take its course so that the body strengthens. And that's how we do it, right? And take a whole lot of oil of oregano, which is fantastic, you know, antibiotic, a natural one. So if I feel something coming up, that's just what I'll do. I'll increase my vitamin intake, and, you know, vitamin C, of course. I will give things to myself like pumpkin seed oil or whatever as well, and just really start to bring into the body some balance, making sure I've got all of my minerals and vitamins, but then activating, pushing out of whatever it is going on, right? So what color it is that you think will work for you. Okay, so I am going to look at these, even though I did them the other day, but it didn't show you, so never mind. Okay. So I also know that I could not keep everybody on this channel or moving forward with me, and I had to be okay with some people leaving. Some people left abruptly, had to tell me all about it. Some people just never say anything and they're just gone. Some people left for a while and then came back. Some people just felt threatened, I guess. I don't know why, but they felt threatened by the new work. I don't know. To me, it's not new. It's extremely ancient, but I guess it's new on the new era being here, right? you have to be okay with that. You have to like yourself enough and trust in the message enough to not care if you're liked or not. And that was a big thing for me. And it was a big shift. You're all going through your own challenges, right? You have to find out what's right for you. And you have to be okay with it when you do. If you're unsure, people will exploit that. And they will try to talk you out of a good thing. Okay, message for everyone. Authority, 10th house. Be the boss. Jupiter, abundance, expansion. Progressions, journey. Mercury, messages. Ooh, underneath we have the Roar of Leo. Top card. Ooh, we have Saturn doing stuff right now as well. Saturn. Big Time Lord. Okay. Actually, I'll get that one out as well. Saturn, a Time Lord. I believe he's sitting next to the moon right now. Let's just, I had that written down somewhere. Right now, Saturn is in the southeastern sky, rising after sunset and visible until a few hours before dawn. It is currently in the constellation Aquarius, and appears as a bright yellowish point of light. Saturn will appear as a bright yellowish point of light, brighter than the surrounding stars. And it's sitting in Aquarius, visible from late evening until shortly before dawn. Yeah, because it was in opposition with us right when we were doing our convergence. Okay. Okay, so Saturn is also in the constellation of Aquarius at the same time that Pluto is sitting in there. Ooh. Okay, one moment. All right, so anyway. So we had Pisces here, Saturn here, connecting you with time, okay? And also structures in your life. So you're setting them alight, right? You're changing these things, right? So this was on the bottom of the deck and this was on the top of the deck. The time to shine, the time for change, the time for things to shift, for you to be you, to, you don't have to be a jerk about it, you just be straight out, like, say what you mean what you say, kind of thing, right? So like sometimes people try to meddle, okay? So they'll come into my email or something like that and they're like, I think that you should do, and I think that you should do this, and I think that you've been doing this, and we really want this, and basically saying, you're wrong, listen to me, I'm right, right? Now normally when I get something like that, I just go, whatever, and sort of like delete it. Now I say, no, actually, I'm doing exactly what I want to do, what I'm supposed to be doing. And if you don't like it, that's fine. That's your opinion. Thank you. And that's, there's just no more. If someone doesn't like what you're doing, why are they wasting time? Because they're obsessed, right? They're wasting time and they're wasting their energy in trying to give you, like, you're wrong, right? No more. People don't get to do this to me anymore. Like, I have earned my stripes, I have earned the way that I am, the way that I move forward, the innovator that I am, the person that will always try to bring you everything that you need for your spiritual mastery, right? I'm not going to be told that this is not really who you are, Becky, so you need to change back to what I liked. You're not in the box that I put you, Becky, so you better get right back in there. That is never going to work. The Leo in me says, no, actually, now that you've said this to me, I'm actually going to do more of what I was doing anyway. Again, I would never be like that before, right? I would never stand up for myself as much. But in this world, the way the crazy is, you have to, or you're going to get trodden on, right? And this is where the authority comes with your 10th house. Like, my hands itch. Oh, here we go. Comes some wealth codes. But the authority energy here of the 10th house is just like where you're going in your career, where you stand, how you feel about things, how you're managed, how you manage things, and as I said to you, the good managers are the ones that you respect, the ones that you you see them coming, you're like, oh God, we better get to work, right? It's like you just know what they expect and you respect that. Any manager that I've had in the past that has been fun, I liked it in the beginning, but then it just felt like, oh, is this person going to have fun with me and then have fun with everybody else, and then we're all in trouble, or are they going to listen to what I'm saying and use it against me? Like it made you feel uneasy. If someone was too much of a certain friendly way, you wanted them to be in your management, like, so that you can rely on that person to be tough, right? So you need to be in the management of you, in yourself, in your own focus, in your direct, and you're not letting it wander off into the what ifs of this world, okay? And if you can remain focused on where you're going, you're going to reach the pinnacle much faster. And I know that people are going crazy financially, okay? I know that. I hear it all the time. I'm trying to do this and it's not happening, and I'm trying to do that and it still hasn't come, and I want to buy this, but it costs too much. Cost. This is all we hear. I know. Go through my own thing. The universe, I said to you before, doesn't give you what you want. The universe is listening to your thoughts. It's listening to what you're saying. It's watching what you're doing, connecting with that. So you can't say, I've asked and I've done it 21 times for 21 days and I wrote down all my stuff that I'm asking for and nothing happened. Or I'm doing all the work and nothing's happening. Or I've done a declaration and nothing's happening. That is why. That is why nothing is happening. Because your expectation is that nothing is happening. Or I'm going to make it through. Well, that's all that's going to happen. The universe responds to your actions, words, and thoughts. They have to be aligned with what it is that you're looking for. We don't want to align with an old wealth system anyway. When we are asking for wealth, that is whatever currency comes through, whatever wealth or abundance means to you. It has to mean abundance of time, support, love, care, homes, you know, an ease of life or whatever it is that you're looking for in that way. But there must be this expectation. Jupiter pushes through and opens and expands, asking you to open and expand the way that you're thinking about things, the way that you are doing things. You think that you're blocked in a past, or in a past life you're a wealthy merchant or something, and that's why you don't have money now, then that's why you don't have money now. If you think money's the root of all evil, or you hate people that are wealthy, that have everything, and you're annoyed with them, that's why you don't have it, because you don't, on a subconscious level, want people to be annoyed with you for having it. You know? So just really be honest with yourself about what you're saying. And you have to keep up with it too. Like, I've seen people in bitterness, like, oh no, it doesn't happen for me, and it will never happen. Boo, boo, boo. Just like, poor you all the time. Oh, we're going to cheer you up again. Oh, here we go. You know, you have to make it on your own, where you can catch yourself drifting. You can catch yourself going backwards to a place you don't really want to be, but you're finding yourself, you know. This is a choice. This is what progressions are. All the time the planets are moving. They're not just staying there and staying in the spot, right? It may appear that way. Oh God. Okay, angels. It may appear that way, but everything's moving all of the time. So think about that when you're doing your work. This is already in motion. This is already happening. This is already here. I am that I am, right? I am that. You know, I am that I am. You've heard those people say that. I am that I am. I am that I am. It doesn't mean anything. You are what that you are. And when you think of I am that, okay, then you focus on what that is. So I am, get your focus in your mind, that I am. I am, get your focus in your mind, that I am. It's a correct way to do it. For it to work. So whatever that is for you, you must have it in your mind already. Without a shadow of a doubt. The shadow of the doubt comes with the ego mind overthinking something. That's where your shadow is. That's where the doubt is. The messages are coming in. Mercury is a great communicator or not. If it's going in retrograde, that's when everything goes, you know what. Mercury's doing its thing this month as well. Mercury is connected with the winged messenger. The winged messenger of Hermes in Greek mythology. And also connected with the energy of Raphael. And there was the one with the, so Hermes with the wings on the feet, right? Hang on a minute. Winged sandals. Swing sandals. Yeah, the Talaria of Mercury. The winged sandals of Hermes, yes. A symbol of Greek messenger god Hermes, yes. Wow, there's all these pictures of them. Okay. See, like, the energy also here of the snakes and the kundalini energy, of course, and the energy up the spine. We do a lot of coiling work or flame work that is connected with snakes, connected with dragons too. And the message that I'm kind of getting from this today is a little bit different. it feels like there's something that's literally poisoning you at the moment. It's coming from a healing perspective. Something that you're eating or doing or spraying or using is actually causing some kind of allergy, or it's just poisoning, right? Maybe this is chemtrails. Maybe this is all the stuff that we've been poisoned with in all of the foods. And I just feel there's a duel. Like there's a duel here of you and somebody else. Like opposing forces is what it's sort of getting at. And you're not going to be able to, yeah, see, it's that kind of energy of not being able to convince them and them not being able to convince you. It's not worth the argument at all. Something is poisoning you. Could be poisoning your mind, or, you know, just making you feel sick because you're trying to fix something that is unfixable by you. And maybe this needs to come out because it may be causing you a lot of like inner turmoils here that's unnecessary, right? An unnecessary turmoil. I believe that we will all receive some news in the next couple of weeks that will be on a larger scale that we're not going to really like so much. And there are things that are communicated to force us into these directions that are orchestrated. And so it is going to be very important that you know what you want and where you're going, and, you know, how that looks for you. You need to be sure of yourself in this whole process. And it is time for us to step into this new era, step into it boldly with an understanding of who we are and where we've been and what that focus looks like. Something's coming in quickly is what I'm getting, and the message may change you a little bit. Just remember to stay in, like, grounded towards yourself. Like, what do you want to do? Don't be coerced into things that you don't want to do, because when you do that, a really dark energy starts to build inside of you. That dark energy can overtake into other things. So anyway, this was important for me to get this message finally out for you all today. I will be doing more because that is me. I have all of these things that I want to share with you all. I hope to see you at the Academy. I hope to see you having a transmission, or join me on the 19th for our live. Join the Patreon group. Let's get things going. Tell people about it. You know, that would be nice. If you can't come, or if you do appreciate all these years that I've been sitting here making videos for you all, there's a little thanks button below. Hey, maybe just a $2 or something, you know, fantastic. I can buy something, coffee or something, right? And I really appreciate all of you. And I am going to continue, no matter how much it is annoying the systems. I'm going to keep on doing it anyway. I hope to see you real soon, as I said. Sending you all so much love and support. And I will be with you again soon. Happy full moon in Aries. See you soon.